Hey guys, welcome to Heiko's Garage. The garage that's slowly turning into a catch-all. Everything related to home improvement materials, projects that have to be postponed until I finish other stuff. So it's slowly turning into a mess. In my garage I have a 1950s Craftsman table saw, which, you know, since I'm not really a woodworker, has always been the stepchild of the shop. Sitting in the middle, it's a horizontal surface that catches all kinds of other things. But since we have been working on a home remodel project, and we have been working with a lot of lumber and trim and plywood and all that kind of stuff, it has gotten more and more use. There are a few shortcomings to this table saw. It is an older saw that has absolutely zero dust collection. I do have a aftermarket shark bite guard with a splitter. That works pretty well. It gives the saw a little bit of some dust collection. I also have a dust collection hooked up to the bottom of the saw. It's all aftermarket. It doesn't really suck up any dust really. It just spreads it in the room here. Well, this will not be the topic of this video. The topic of this video will be making inserts, table inserts. The saw came with one aluminum insert that has a relatively generous cutout for the blade, and I can make 45-degree cuts in the saw without ever touching this table insert. This is aluminum. The tabletop here is a cast iron top that has a shelf where this table insert sits on. I didn't really have much choice in material. Some people make table inserts out of very thin plywood and then reinforce it from the back and all kinds of other tricks to make that stable enough. I decided to measure this insert, which fits really well, and it's very flush with the top. So I managed to get a piece of aluminum, it's right here, that is exactly the same thickness as the original insert. And in this video we're just going to make a couple extra, or at least one, let's say one, insert that I want to turn into a zero clearance insert. I've already started without you guys, sorry, and then I came across the idea of making this into a video. I pretty much just put the old insert, which fits really well, on here. I traced around it with a scribe, and now I'm going to use my bandsaw, which is not really great for making tight radius cuts, but we will try our best and cut this out. And then we're going to drill a couple holes, because this insert gets held down by two flathead screws. For whatever reason I only have one of them, so we need to find a second one, especially for the moment when we're going to turn the saw on and then raise the blade and cut through the aluminum. And as long as you have a carbide tip blade and you go slow, there shouldn't be any issue. Carbide tip blades can cut soft aluminum. So as I mentioned, I have already used a scribe. This here is leftover from my apprenticeship program back in Germany as an industrial mechanic. It's literally just like a mechanical pencil, no, not a mechanical pencil, like a lead holder that has a scribe insert with a hardened, I would say this is maybe even carbide, a carbide tip in it. And this piece here is 12 by 16, cost me $21, and I think I can get one, two, probably three inserts out of it. I don't know what I would do with so many inserts. I guess real woodworkers, they have a zero clearance insert for a thick curved blade and a thin curved blade, and then maybe one for angled cuts. I'm just going to make one because I always run into the situation where I want to cut just a sliver of a piece of wood, and then it always wants to disappear down into the slot next to the blade, because this insert here is like, you know, is like half an inch. So I just put it on here, followed one of the factory edges here, and I'm assuming that's straight, and then I scribed around it, as you can see. And now we're going to move over to my bandsaw. So my bandsaw here is not the greatest. It started its life as a Chinese-made wood table saw, and then in a previous video I show how I slow this bandsaw down so that it's more suitable for cutting metal. This blade is a little wide for any kind of curvatures and then let's put a little bit more light on here for you. So now we have to take this splitter blade out of there to be able to see if it actually fits. So let's do this real quick. Cool thing is it's all just spring loaded, so you just need to take it loose a little bit and then you can wiggle it out of its spot. Maybe a little more looseness. Okay, let's see how far we are. Oh, still a little on the fat side. I'm still on the outside of the line, so I still have to massage this a little bit. I'll do the final touches here real quick off camera. Alright, so now we need to drill the 2 holes for the screws that hold the insert in the cutout. So that's about a 4mm drill bit. Yep, that looks good. So now we have pretty much everything trimmed and drilled so that we can put the insert in here. Gotta find a second little flathead screw. Alright, let's put the blade down as far as we can. So this is how I want it in here. It really barely moves. It's pretty nicely fit. And then the countersink screws, one goes here. I think I have the second one somewhere. So that's done. Gotta put both in here for safety's sake. So this is the area where the blade is gonna come through. I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna use our fence as another hold down, so to speak. Just so if the aluminum starts bowing up, that it will be held by the fence more or less. But we need to keep it out of the way because I don't want to cut into the fence accidentally. Alright, now we're going to put everything out of the way. That doesn't need to be on the saw because I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit of some chattering going on. All the loose items out of the way. So fence is tight, safety glasses are on, the insert is tight, and you guys are at a safe distance. Let's see, let's turn it on. I'm gonna make sure my saw blade angle is set to 0 degrees. And we start cutting. US Postal Service just brought some packages, and sorry for the background music, which is probably copyright protected, and now I'm gonna get a strike against my channel. Anyways, we managed to cut through. Always remember that you have one side doing a more or less a normal cut. This would be considered a clamp. Doesn't matter. As long as you keep your little height adjuster handle in your hand and you make a controlled up and down movement, you should be fine. Then we're not going to take this out. We're going to extend the cutout longer so we can put the splitter or the mount for the guard back in here, and I'm going to put a hole here in the front, which I used to put my finger in to pull the insert out. It's kind of hard to grab it. It's really flush. It's really nice and flush actually. So this works out really well. 0.09 inches. So let's finish this. So the splitter is a little smidge thinner than the curve of the blade. Let's get a longer straight edge. So we just need to mark this, and then I think I'm going to use a jigsaw to stretch it out. So this is going to be the insert that I'm going to be using for all the straight 90-degree cuts. I mean, not 90-degree, with the blade at a 90-degree to the workpiece. In the way, I can't cut far enough. Dumb thing. I wonder if we're maybe gonna get away with 2 clamps back here. Is this gonna work? Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Might vibrate a little more. And the second cut, and the thing is in the way. The clamp, it's in the way just slightly. And the next battery is dead. And we're scratching this all up. This is not so nice. Okay, so we just have this tiny little sliver hanging there in the middle. That's good enough. Now we just need to make one big hole here. The scratches are not really good. The bottom is scratched up from my belt sander, but the top I thought I'd keep clean. But now that's all scratched up too. But hey, what can you do? The thing that I like about step drills is that they will countersink immediately after, so deburring the whole thing. So not pretty, I know. I wish I wouldn't have done this, but this is how you can make your own aluminum inserts for your old-fashioned American-made Craftsman table saw, and it's gonna, you know, do a good job. Maybe we want to deburr this too a little bit here. So I'm now going to find 2 new flathead screws for this, and then we're done with this project. Alright guys, let's go over to the table saw one last time. Cosmetically not amazing, but it's going to do the job. Stick that in there, tighten it up nicely. I also like the fact that there's a spring in there, pretty stout spring, that keeps a constant tension on that bolt so it doesn't rattle loose. So that's that. Let's see if that fits. Ah, it doesn't. And now we also fit on there with the blade guard, with a splitter installed. I just had to cut it out a little further. Right. So now we can put that back on here. Is that the wrong one? Wrong way? No, I think we're good. Alright, pretty exciting. I like it. Alright guys, so we got it done. Insert aluminum, flat with the surface of the cast iron. Not as pretty as the scratches are pretty deep. I try to sand them out with 400 grit sandpaper just to give it a little bit of some, you know, prettier appearance. But does it really matter? I don't think so. My tabletop here is not perfect either. There are like divots everywhere. I don't know if someone used a ball peen hammer and hit it all the time. I already sanded around in this to make it more flush, but it's a 60-70-year-old table saw that still does a job today. So I'm pretty happy with this, and with my aftermarket shark guard. Check it out. If you have one of those saws and you want a more modern add-on accessory, go and check out sharkguard.com. Yeah, check it out. And please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.